Pricing and packaging for Mazda's beautiful and beautiful driving CX90 three-row crossover. If you guys enjoy these 2026 model year updates for different makes and models, make sure to smash a like button. The CX90 is a bit of a moonshot for Mazda. This large platform, which is rear-wheel drive bias, standard all-wheel drive, but it feels like a rear-wheel drive sports car. It's a little bit of the Miata's DNA baked into a big honking SUV. We have longitudinally mounted engines, like a BMW, for example. We have a straight six. Can I get an amen? Another like button smash for an inline six in the CX90. While it has more space than the outgoing CX9, there's some things about it that give me hesitation. All right. The 8-speed auto in it is a bit rough. Now, I haven't driven it in over a year. I will be driving it again in less than a month. So in a couple weeks, I'll be driving it, testing it out with a family. So stay tuned for my hands-on driving impressions once again. Now that'll be a 2025 model. The 2026 models are coming out. We're going to break down what is different with 2026, how much has the pricing changed? And then afterwards, we're going to head on over to look at deals. We're going to cross shop the CX90, see what's happening. If there's big price drops, looks like there are. Before we even get into it, we're going to look at some other competitors in this segment as well. And then we're going to look at sales data for the CX90, see where it's going. Is it a healthy selling model for Mazda? And let's just get into 2026. 3.3 Turbo S models now have a premium sport option with dark contrast exterior trimming, Alexa for improved hands-free commands, and we also have Polymetal Gray Metallic paint color available on CX90. So what's new for 2026, building off of what other premium sport models have showcased with a black exterior theme. So that includes a piano black honeycomb mesh front grille, black chrome signature wing, black chrome inline six badging, black 21-inch wheels, and a black and dark chrome front lower bumper valence. Black moldings and door trims, piano black mirrors, piano black roof rails, and a blacked out Mazda brand logo. All right, so just really small updates. You get now a black package on the more sporty trims. Just think of it that way. So let's compare prices from this year to last year. We have about a $750 price increase for the base CX90. This vehicle is made in Japan. It's going to be hit with tariffs, of course, and be very affected by that. Let's look at the Turbo Preferred model. We have a pretty big jump here. $1,800 price increase. This is like Subaru level of price increases. When we looked at the 25 Outback versus the 26 Outback, it was like anywhere from $2 to $4 grand price increase. Well, we're seeing on the Turbo Preferred model here an additional $1,800 price increase. Now, I just looked, destination remains the same, so they haven't gone up on destination, thankfully. Now, the Turbo Premium Sport here has only gone up $380. $530 increase or so on the Premium Plus model. The Plug-in Hybrid Preferred went up about $500. The Premium Sport went up $400 on the plug-in hybrid, $550 on the plug-in hybrid Premium Plus. Turbo S Premium went up about $800. Looks like $790 there. And then if we look at the top Turbo S Premium Plus, $57,370, about $720 between the two top trims. So I don't know why, but we have a huge price jump on the Turbo Preferred. It's not as good as a deal as it used to be. All right. Everything, and even the base Turbo Select went up over $700 here. Yeah, this is just a reality of inflation, the reality of price hikes, the reality of material costs going up, the reality of tariffs. And I mean, MSRPs are one thing, but what they're selling for in the market is really the only thing that matters, what they're being advertised for. And while we're seeing, price hikes on the CX90 on average, what are we seeing with price drops? Well, we're seeing a $4 grand price drop here. All right. This is on 25 models, of course. We're seeing a $4 grand price drop here. This is the Turbo Select. This is the base model for $35K. on a base model CX90 is a great deal. I'm curious to see what the interior looks. I haven't been in a base CX90, so I'm a bit curious. Looks pretty good. Standard leather here. I like this. Looks to be maybe analog gauges behind here as well, which looks the only thing that's digital is the center instead of the fully digital gauges that you have on the top trims. This is fine. I like analog tachometer. That's fine with me. So again, about $35K. So we're seeing about $4 to $5 grand price drops on the CX90. Is the market, are we going to see $5 to $6 grand price drops with the next, with the 26 model by the time they're available on the market? It's possible. Here's a Santa Fe, and I'm only looking at the hybrid because I don't trust until they get the 8-speed auto and replace the DCT on the 2.5 turbo. I don't trust that setup whatsoever. So I'm only looking for hybrids here, and we're looking at low 30s for a hybrid. Santa Fe, really good buy. Okay, we look at the new Palisade, just launched. I'm not expecting huge discounts on it because it just launched this body style. But we are seeing discounts. We look at the SEL trim here, a two grand discount already on this V6 powered new Palisade, which is really roomy, much more roomy than the CX90, but the CX90 drives so much better. This is just, I would say, honestly, it's a better family hauler. There's more room in here. Fuel economy is not going to be as good as the CX90, but the interior usability is just as good as the CX90. So it's a really good vehicle. Watch my quick driving impressions out in California about a month ago. Grand Highlander, and I'm only looking at the hybrid. I should only look at the hybrid max trim, to be honest, because that's the only powertrain that lines up directly with the inline 6, in my opinion. Okay, the inline 6 mild hybrid. So if we look at the hybrid max here, man, yeah, they're going to be really expensive, and it just doesn't compete directly. Now, the Grand Highlander gets about 25 miles per gallon, offering 340 horsepower like the Mazda, right? And this setup. And you might be saying, Kirk, you need to compare the Turbo S models, but I'm telling you, they're going to be way cheaper than a Grand Highlander. Look, Turbo S Premium, $45K. That's most of them are going for about $50K. So if I go back to the Grand Highlander, though, it's about a 10 grand price increase. Not worth it. Not worth it. All right, Honda Pilot. No hybrid here. Honda Pilot can come in two-wheel drive as well, front-wheel drive, where the Mazda is standard all-wheel drive, so that's a benefit. And the Mazda, I would take over this Honda Pilot every single day of the week. The Pilot's just really vanilla. It's a fine vehicle. It's just not going to move any needles. It is more practical probably as a family hauler, but the tech is better in the Mazda. The safety might be a little bit better here on the Honda. In terms of the active safety, like the digital safety features. It's just so generic and boring at this point that it's hard for me to recommend the Pilot. All right, the Nissan Pathfinder. Here's the thing. Would I take a Pathfinder V6 over the Mazda? And the answer is no. And the thing is, they're priced about the same. If we go entry level to entry level, I'd be taking a Mazda CX90 every day over the week over the Pathfinder. But if you like the looks of the Pathfinder better, I get it. The Mazda rides just a little bit better than the Nissan, I would say, but they both have 6 cylinders. They're both really good buys. All right, so Honda, too expensive for what it offers. The Grand Highlander, too expensive, and I'm not touching the turbo in it. That's not hybridized, I should say. Palisade, really good vehicle. The prices haven't come down on it quite yet. But it is so good. Santa Fe hybrid, really good fuel economy here, 35 miles per gallon. And yes, you can get the Grand Highlander with a 35 mile per gallon hybrid as well. So let me go and click the XLE, see what that's running for. And it's too expensive, way too expensive, $48K. Give me a Santa Fe hybrid, and I can't wait for the new Palisade hybrid. And then the Mazda CX90 is just fantastic. $35K, are you kidding me? That's a great buy. Mazda is going to have to keep discounting the CX90 as we go into the 2026 model year. They increase the prices, but we're already seeing the market speaking for what the market's willing to pay for a Mazda. Mid 30s is where the entry level prices are on it. And if I look at the trim levels that are available, Preferred Plus is 116 units. We're looking at the Select package, which is 53 units. So let's look at the Preferred Plus. This is the highest volume, about 38K, still a really, really solid buy. We're seeing about $5,000 price drops here. Holy cow. All right. So what is the CX90 doing on the market? Well, we know Mazda is actually having a pretty good year. Things are slowing down for them a little bit. They did have an increase in July of 13%, but last July was really poor due to the CDK outage, as well as one less selling day versus this July. So if we look at the CX90 here, as we scroll down, it's up 23% versus last year, and it was up 22% on the month of July. So CX90 is doing really good. I would say for Mazda, I don't know with how the discounts on it, who knows how much money it's making Mazda. But, especially with tariffs now, I mean, the CX90, it's a fantastic vehicle. It's fun. It's a fun 3-row crossover. It's a fun family hauler. It's unique, and it's the only inline 6 mainstream non-luxury brand crossover. It's awesome for people who enjoy driving dynamics, but sometimes the transmission, because it doesn't have a torque converter, just uses the electric motor to smooth things out. Sometimes it's not the smoothest. The iStop technology is a bit frustrating in it at times, but the amount of silky smooth power that it develops in the inline 6 is great. But if you want better fuel economy, just go get the plug-in hybrid. You'll get 30 to 35 miles of electric range, if I remember right. And it offers the same sort of power as the turbo inline 6. It's just noticeably heavier. So it kind of takes away from what the CX90 does really well, and that's handling and road composure when you're in the turns. It kind of loses that with the hybrid due to the added weight, but you get the benefit of having some electrified commuting range. Anyway, CX90 doing well for Mazda, and the 2026 should continue on the success with some very minor updates and minor price increases. Thank you guys for watching. If I see other Mazda pricing updates, I'll try to update you. And stay tuned for my hands-on review, my week-long review with the family of the CX90 in just a couple weeks from now. Have a great day and peace.